Hi there, and welcome to our video course on advertising your business on Facebook and how to get the best out of Facebook advertising and really drive more traffic and more customers and more interest to your business and build your brand and reputation along the way. In this course, we're going to take a look at what is Facebook advertising, placing a Facebook ad using Ad Manager, perfecting your Facebook targeting, so creating the ideal audience for your ads. We're going to have a look at Facebook ad objectives, using a Facebook ad to increase your likes, improving your reach with promoted posts, driving traffic to your website or blog with a Facebook ad, selling your products or services through a Facebook ad, promoting content through advertising. We'll have a look at the other ad options available to you, and then go over some vital resources for your advertising, such as split testing your Facebook ad, understanding Facebook Insights, using Facebook Ad Manager, the power of Facebook Power Editor, and of course the all-important maximising your Facebook return on investment. So that's all the things we're going to cover in this course, so let's head on over now to video 1. Hi there, and welcome to our video course on advertising on Facebook. In this video we're going to look at what is Facebook advertising and why your business should be using it. Facebook advertising is fairly self-explanatory. It is a way of advertising your business to other Facebook users. When it comes to advertising on Facebook, you have a variety of different ad options available to yourself. You can set the time frame. You can run an ad from one day to a continuous ad. You can choose to advertise a couple of times a week, or it's entirely up to you. You're in complete control of the timescale and the budget. You can even set a budget as low as $5 a day. You target customers that are relevant to your industry, your niche, that are going to have an interest in the products that you have to sell. And so why should you be using Facebook advertising? We get asked this question a lot by people, especially businesses who are used to having quite a lot of success from Facebook with their business page without ever having to pay for it. Recent changes have obviously turned that on its head, but it is still an amazing resource for your business. Facebook has over 1 billion active monthly users. It's still the #1 social media channel out there. And let's face it, most of us expect a business to have some form of Facebook presence. Having a Facebook page there builds trust in your business and its brand. And more than that, it allows you to connect with your customers on a more personal level than your website would. In terms of advertising, it is one of the lowest spends available, with a really decent return rate. Over 70% of people who advertise say they get back 3 times more than they spent. When it comes to advertising on Facebook, there are 3 main ad placements available. You can place your ad in the newsfeed, on the sidebar, or on the mobile app. This is what your ad would look like if it was to be placed in the newsfeed. You can see here it's more informal, maybe like it's coming up on the main page alongside all your friends' stories. This is what it would look like if it was on the right hand side, and as you can see it's a bit more like a traditional ad. And this is an ad that's run on a mobile app. When it comes to placing your ad, there are 3 main elements for you to consider. The creative side of it, which is your image, your copy, the action you want people to take. Then you've got the bidding, which is how much you want to spend in your ad campaign. And down here, the key to all of it is your targeting. We'll go over all of these elements in more detail throughout the course of this video series and go into them in much more depth. Hi there, and welcome to the next video in our course on advertising your business on Facebook. In this video we're going to go over the process of actually placing your ad. We've come onto one of the pages that we run, and this is a relatively new page for a client where they've got only 67 likes, so they're looking to increase their likes, so that's what we've been mainly concentrating on. But we'll go over the process of how to place your ad using Ad Manager at the minute in this one, and all the different elements involved in your ad. Okay, so we're looking to come up here and click Build Audience, then use Ad Manager. Okay, that will bring you in to the Ad Manager itself, show you any current ads, etc. Okay, we're going to come to Create an Ad. Okay, and it will bring you up the options that are available. So, clicks to website. This is where you decide on the main objective for your ad, so what you're hoping to achieve from your ad. Are you hoping to get more people to click through to your main website? In which case this is the ad for you. Are you looking for website conversions? That's if you want people to take a specific action when they get to your site, such as buy a product or sign up for a webinar, etc. This one here, Paste Post Engagement, is to increase engagement with your page. So you have to create a post and then it's essentially boosting your post. This one down here is to get more likes. These two here are in relation to apps. So if you have an app that you've created that you want people to use and then to get more activity on. And down here is if you've got an event that you want to promote or an offer that you want to run. So depending on the objective of your ad, you would choose one of these, and we'll go over all these objectives in more detail as the course goes on. So what you would do is you would come in and you would click one. So say it was to get more page likes. Okay, you would choose the brand, page you wish to promote. Okay, and it'll bring you into something like this. And then what you're going to want to do is once you've picked your page, the first thing Facebook will ask you to set is your images. You can include up to 6 different images, and that allows it to mix your ad up slightly. It gives you a kind of soft version, if you like, of split testing the ads just with the different images. Then you click Upload Images. Okay, and then you would come in here and choose which images you wanted to put on. Let's choose these ones for the purposes of this example. Okay, so you can choose up to 6, we've just picked 3 for quickness. So once you've uploaded your images and you're happy with them, you choose your images carefully because they're going to convey a message and they've got to be eye-catching. Then the next thing you're going to come down here and it will be your ad copy. We're looking for more likes for this page, so SEO tips. Visitor page. You put your own message in there, that's just a quick message in. You would then you can click Show Advanced Options if you wanted to change the headline, choose the page that they land on, which page it directs to. Okay, and then you would want to choose where your ad showed, whether it was in your desktop newsfeed. If it was in the desktop, it will show you the 3 of them there. Okay, or if you come down here, you would either click Remove if you didn't want to show it in the mobile newsfeed, the right column newsfeed, or if you didn't want it to be on the desktop. So then you've got what the ads will look like on the right hand side. Okay, so you'd want to turn that on. And there's your ad there. Okay, so that's where you choose the placement of your ad. Click Remove if you don't want it to appear in any of them. So say we decided to turn off the desktop. Okay, and it would appear purely there or on the mobile. Okay. So once you've written your copy, you've picked your ad, placement, chosen your pictures, etc., you come down and you decide your audience, who you want to see it. And this is where you want to be fairly targeted. So if you were going for local likes, this company's based in Paisley in Scotland, so you could target the area, the local area. If you didn't want to do local targeting, you just click to take that away and just leave it in the US or the United Kingdom in general. Okay. If you want to set the age demographic, you can change that there. That's especially good if it's a business product that won't be sold to certain people, such as alcohol, etc. You could set your gender. So this ad's happy to go to all, but if you were selling maybe products that were gender specific, you would choose this here. Languages. Okay. And if you click here, you would have more demographics. This is where you could enter relationship statuses, education, work, life events. This is an option that's only really for the US. And then this is where it gets really interesting. This is where you really start to target your ads, especially in the beginning. If you don't have a huge amount of fans and you don't have a lot of traffic to your website, then interest targeting is the best option for you. So you can target it more generally. So say it was a business product like this, you would do business and industry, but you could also target specific pages. Now this can be a bit glitchy, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes the page won't show up. There you go, Business Gateway, which is a organisation that helps businesses in the UK. So if you're promoting a product like this as SEO, you'd maybe target businesses who also target Business Gateway looking for help and advice. So this is where you would put all of your interest targeting. So you can actually target pages as well. So say you were going for social media, you could target LKR social media, etc. Come down and set behaviours. If you're not sure what to set, you could choose them from this and browse. And then this is connections, whether you want everybody, only people connected to your page, not connected, and advanced connections is included people, and exclude people connected to if you've got different pages that you run. Now, obviously if you're doing a like ad, you don't want to choose people who are already connected, otherwise it's a waste of your budget, so think about that one carefully. Over here you'll see how specific your targeting is. Okay, now we've only just did a quick example there, so it's coming up as highly targeted, so it's a very small reach. If you were to add more things to that, that reach would go up. You don't want it to be too broad because it's a harder conversion then. So once you've set your targeting, the next stage is to come down here and set your pricing. You could set it as little as $5 per day. You can either choose to run your ad continuously, or you can set your start and your end date here. Your bidding's optimised for page likes, okay, because that's the type of ad that you're running. Then you would review your order, check everything was okay with it, and then place your ad. So you click place order there. Okay, we're going to come out because we've actually already placed one today. So this is the main kind of back end of using Ad Manager for placing your ads. We'll go over all of this again in a bit more detail, especially focusing on targeting. And there's also another tool you can use to place your ad called Power Editor. But this is just to give you a basic overview of the quick and simple way, if it's your first ad maybe perhaps that you're placing, of what the back end of this looks like. So you choose your objective first, and then once you've chosen your objective, you come in here and you go over the rest of your details. The key part, as well as getting the visuals right, of course you want your ad to look great, but the most important part is getting it in front of the right people. You have to get your targeting correct, and this is going to be vital to the success of your ad campaign. So we'll go over targeting in more detail in the next video. Hi there, and welcome to the next video on our Facebook advertising course. In this one we're going to look at targeting. One of the first things you'll do when you come to target your ad is set the demographics. These are fairly self-explanatory. It's where you set the age, gender, languages, relationship status, etc. And you set them to be relevant to your product or services. So if you're selling a product that can't be sold to anyone under a certain age, you exclude those ages. If it's towards a certain gender, you choose to show it to only that gender. It's the first stage of narrowing down your audience, essentially. The big mistake people make is that when they're relatively new to Facebook advertising, they set the demographics and do nothing else really. And it is just one small element of targeting. When you're targeting, the things you need to be looking at are targeting to interests, fans, custom audiences, website custom audiences, and lookalike audiences. These are your main components. When you're just starting out with your business and your brand, the first thing you'll really look to target is through interests. Okay, so as I said, this is one of the first ways to target your Facebook ads. Targeting your Facebook fan page of people, groups, magazines, TV shows, anything that's similar to your industry or niche will give you a good jumping off point. For example, if you're running an ad about list building, then you're going to want to target pages like Aweber or Infusionsoft, MailChimp. Because anyone who's liked these pages previously have shown an interest in building an email list. As I said, it's perfect for you if you're just starting out, if you maybe don't have an email list to create a custom audience, or if you're not getting a lot of traffic to your website already. There are downsides to targeting interests. For some reason, there's a little glitch on Facebook where some names of pages just don't come up. If you're trying to target another page, a competitor's page, or a page relevant to your niche or industry, and you type it in and it doesn't come up, then try copying and paste it from their page, and if it still doesn't come up, it's just not going to work that day for you. There are times where we've tried it and it hasn't worked one week, but it's worked the next month, but then the month after that it hasn't worked again. Most marketers have found this problem, and even Facebook themselves have admitted that it happens, but that it's just a glitch. That sometimes pages aren't indexed correctly, and if it's not indexed correctly, then it won't come up. The other downside of targeting interests, especially if you're targeting the fans of another page, is you're assuming that they've built up a highly relevant audience. However, if their fans were perhaps bought, which a lot of people were doing a few years ago, when it was all about how many likes you had, or if they've been brought in through poorly targeted advertising, so they're there, but they're not a quality like, then you'll obviously see your results diminish slightly. But it is still an incredibly good place to start when it comes to placing your Facebook ads. The next way to look at targeting is to create a custom audience, this time of your email subscribers. You're going to want to choose your most valuable list and include those who have subscribed to your newsletter and those who have bought from you. So you would take your existing list, export that list from your email service provider, upload it to Facebook. Facebook will then check it against their database and see how many matches they have from your list to the emails that people use to sign up to their Facebook accounts. Then it will show those people your ad. For this to be successful, you need at least 100 matches. So if you have a very small list and you upload it and Facebook only find a fraction of those matches, it's not going to work very well for you. You want to create ads that target your email subscribers. Now, if you're running a like ad, you're not going to want to target ones who are currently fans, because they're already there, they already like you. So bear that in mind, what your end outcome is going to be as to whether you target people who are already fans of your page. The advantages of using email subscribers is that it gives you another touch point with people who've already put their hand in and said, yep, hello, we like your products and services, we like what you have to say. They've done it, they've signed up to your list, they've shown an interest. But just because they're getting their emails, it doesn't mean they're necessarily opening them, or they might open them and forget about them. So this is another way of you just getting in front of them and getting their eyes on your business or brand. The disadvantages to this type of targeting are you need a decent sized email list to begin with. The next type of custom audience that you can target is website visitors. So this is where custom audiences have been to your site, website custom audiences, they've already been and visited your site. So you're targeting people who have come to your main website, been on it, and then gone onto their Facebook account. You would get a pixel from Facebook to allow you to track that. With website custom audiences, you create any type of ad that works with any of them. So it can be to increase your likes, to get more comments on a post, and if you have an offer, event, anything at all. You can run an ad targeting non-fans who've visited your website and the bid to get them to then like your site, like your page, because they've already been onto your website, they've shown an interest in what you have to say. So you're just trying to entice them to take action via a Facebook page while your content is still fresh in their mind. You know what it's like. You visit a website and you think, I'll book that mark for later, or I'll come back to that, and then you come away, you do something else and you forget about it. But if they then pop up on your Facebook page, it just jogs your memory and hopefully would prompt them to take that next step. The main advantage is you can reach well beyond your core fans and your email subscribers, targeting your web visitors and just further cementing yourself in their memory. The main disadvantage to it is you need to be receiving fairly substantial traffic to make it work. The next form of targeting is lookalike audiences. Now, lookalike audiences are where Facebook generate an audience of users for you to target that are similar to your existing fans or similar to one of your custom audiences that you've created. The key to this type of targeting is you aren't guessing which brands to target. You're using your own fans or proven customers or people who visited your website as a starting point for a lookalike audience list. It will only really benefit you if you're doing it from your fan base, if your fans have been well targeted. You'll also need to have at least 100 fans to do a lookalike of your current fans. Audiences can be optimised for similarity or for greater reach. If you optimise for similarity, then Facebook will find the people who are most similar to your existing custom audience. The estimated reach of this new audience may be smaller, but it will be a lot more precise. If you optimise for greater reach, however, Facebook will find people who are similar to your existing custom audience, but the match will be less precise. Targeting for greater reach will include the top 5% of users, while optimising for similarity includes only the top 1%. Therefore, when you optimise for greater reach, that segment will include the list optimised for similarity. It's just a very different way of doing it, but it's a way that once you've got a bit more established and you have enough there, of matching the type of people who already like what you have to offer, and therefore they're more likely to come and like your page, product, service, post, etc. Targeting is the most important part of your Facebook ad, because if you don't get it right, if your ad is shown to a whole load of people who it's just not relevant for, or it only is a wee bit relevant, then you're wasting your ad budget. The more highly targeted your ad is, the better your results will be. Don't fall into the numbers trap, where you look at the little dial Facebook gives you and says your potential reach is 10,500,000 and think, oh, that's brilliant. Because it's not, it's too wide. You want to pull it in, and the more targeted, the better results. You just need to keep that in mind. It's better to go for quality over quantity. It's not a numbers game. Just like you don't want an empty like, you don't want your ad seeing thousands and thousands and thousands or even millions of people where only a small percentage are really interested in what you have to offer. Spend your budget wisely in the right places and target people who are going to have a good chance of becoming fans, then becoming customers. That is the end goal. It's to turn these people from a Facebook user to a fan, from a fan to a customer. Don't lose sight of that by getting wrapped up in the numbers. We'll go over all of this again in more detail throughout this course. We'll go on now. Okay, welcome to the next video in our Facebook advertising course. In previous videos you'll have heard us mention the objective of your ad. It's very important before you even begin to think about placing your ad, you know what your overall objective is, what the end outcome is going to be. So the real reason why you're running your ad. Perhaps you're going to be running your Facebook ad to get more likes. Perhaps it's to promote posts that are already on your page to increase reach. If you've had a Facebook page for a while, you'll know that your reach is reduced. So with organic reach being as low as 1 to 2% in some cases, a lot of businesses are opting to boost their posts. Or perhaps you're looking to get ads that go to your website to increase traffic to your site, or to sell products and services. It could be an ad to promote content if you have a great blog post or webinar or ebook you want to get out there. Or perhaps you have an app that you want people to install and use, so you're using a Facebook ad for that. We'll go over each of these objectives in more detail over the next few videos, because it's important that you get your overall objective right. You know, it's not one ad fits all. So you are maybe going to have several different ads running at the one time, depending on where you're at with your business. Each ad, if done correctly, targeted correctly, can bring you a great outcome for your objective. But you have to sit down and work out, first of all, what you're hoping to achieve and what the overall aim is. Then from that, you can go on to actually placing your ad. So let's go over some of these objectives in more detail in the next video. Hi there, and welcome to our next video. Over the course of the next few videos, we're going to look at setting your Facebook ad objectives in more detail. With this first video, we're going to be looking at why you would place a like ad, so an ad to increase likes to your fan page. Now, straight away I'm going to say the whole purpose of this isn't actually just to increase your number of likes. It's really about increasing your brand awareness. You don't want a whole load of empty likes. There are services out there that will offer you the chance to swap likes. I like your business, you like mine. Buy likes. But unless those people actually have an interest in becoming customer viewers one day, it's not a valuable like. So therefore you have to target to increase the number of people who are actually going to be fans of what you have to offer and who aren't just looking to increase their own like counter. There are various different ways you can do this. The first way you can look at is by setting niche targeting. So this is where you target an audience based on fans who have expressed an interest in your industry, so will be keen to come and like your page. You target the niche you're in, either with general targeting or by targeting competitors' pages. Always remember to exclude your own fan pages. You're targeting people who have expressed an interest in your industry, so in theory, they should be quite happy to come and like your page and see what you have to offer as well. The next way to target to increase likes is to your current email subscribers. You may already have a list, but perhaps are not fans of yours on Facebook yet. And it's always a good idea to make sure that you have both the people that are on your list like you on Facebook, and then you want to get as many people on Facebook who are fans to become email subscribers and opt into your list. So the way to increase likes to your email subscribers is very much like we spoke about previously with the custom audience pixel. You are going to import your list. Facebook will look for the matching emails. Again, like before, it has to be an exact match to find enough, and you're going to have enough people on your list, your subscribers list, to make it work. But it's highly targeted because they've expressed an interest to sign up to your email list. So if they've already signed up to your list, they're likely to be very agreeable to come and like your page. And then it gives you another way of getting your products and services in front of them and building that relationship with people who have already said, yep, we want to be part of your list and see what you have to offer. Likewise, if someone has visited your website, you could create the custom audience for your website visitors using the custom audience pixel. Facebook provides you with this pixel, and again, as we've spoken about previously, you're targeting people who've been in your site, they've expressed an interest in you, so they will recognise you when you see them, when they see you on the feed saying, come and like our page. And because they've been in your website, and I'm sure your website will have been such good quality and helpful to them, they will be more than happy to come and like your page. And again, that makes them a quality, valuable like. Another way to target your like ad is great if you have a static premises. You know, if your main customers are going to be local to yourself. Perhaps you have a hotel or a pub or a shop, and in which case you target the geographical area closest to you, and then you hone the targeting in a bit further by adding in the other targeting options. So if it's a pub, you set the age limit from 21 over. If it's a shop that sells baby clothes, you target parents, other people who've expressed interest in that. And you just finally target it, but you start with your local demographic area. So why should you choose the like ad option? Well, if you've just started out with your Facebook page, it's the best option for you. You want to increase the likes and raise your brand awareness within the Facebook community and grow your audience, but you want to do it with people who are going to be valuable. You want to create a fan base that you can build a relationship with and that will go on to sign up to your list, will become customers in the future, and essentially be a good port of call for them. You know, they're going to like coming to your page, and you just want to increase those numbers to start with and get more interaction with your page so that it starts to be a good resource for building relationships. In the next videos, we'll go over some more objectives of why you would place your ads on Facebook. Hi there and welcome to our next video. In this video we're going to look at choosing objectives with the main aim being to promote or boost your posts to increase your reach. Now if you've had a Facebook page for any time, you're going to know that a while ago it was so easy. You had 500 fans and 420 of them would see every post you put out there. But Facebook has changed and organic reach has drastically been reduced. A lot of businesses now report as few as 1 to 2% of their total audience are actually seeing their updates. So with organic reach being as low as it is, the whole purpose of this ad is to increase your reach through paid promotion, so getting more eyes on your posts by using the boosted post option. You can promote a post direct from your Facebook page using the boost button underneath the post, or you can use Ad Manager, and it can be highly targeted. Now for a while the boosted post options didn't work as well because they couldn't be as highly targeted as other ad options, but that's all changed now and targeting options are available for it that increase its results and effectiveness. Okay, so like I said, the boosted post can be done for a number of reasons. If you want to increase likes to that post, if you want to increase engagement with it, so comments and shares, perhaps you want a picture of a product you've created or have for sale, you want to be seen by more people or for more people to play your video. You essentially are looking to increase interaction with that post. It's especially good to promote for promoting a recent post that's perhaps a blog or a special announcement, content that you want to get out there. The more interaction on your page, the more relevant you seem to be to Facebook, and you can actually see a rise in your organic reach as well, so it works both ways. You want to target your ad to cater to a particular audience that you intend to reach, just as you do with all your other targeting options. And we'll go over onto Facebook and we'll show you how you would boost your post using Ad Manager. Okay, so we're now over onto Ad Manager, and it would be this option for boosting your post. Okay, so you would click it there, choose the page, and then it will bring you up a selection of posts that you wanted to boost. So you would just choose whatever post you wanted. You could click down and scroll, or you could create a new page post and click continue. And then it's going over the targeting as you would have done previously. So just like when we went over in the earlier video about placing your ad, it's very much the same, except just for the boosted post. So you would come in here, set your interest. Perhaps you were looking to increase it to more business industry insiders, if that was your niche, or if you wanted to target to another page. Same as before, your reach will come up here. The more highly targeted, the better. You'd set your demographics, your budget, whether you wanted to boost it for 1 day or longer, and then place your order. Boosting a post is great for increasing the interaction in your page and just for getting more people to chat to it. You don't want your page to have lots of dead posts, so posts that have nothing on them, no likes, no comments, no shares. However, that doesn't mean that those posts aren't effective. Sometimes you can boost a post that takes them to another site, that maybe takes them to your main site, and people are so eager to get to it that they don't like or comment on the actual Facebook post themselves. They just click on the like and go straight through to your main page. So keep an eye on your analytics and your conversions that way as well. Okay, and we'll go on to our next ad objective option in the next video. Hi there, and welcome to our next video on looking at the different objectives that are available to you when it comes to placing your Facebook ad. The objective we're going to look at in this video is getting click-throughs to your main site from Facebook. This is ideal if you want to drive traffic to your main website or a landing page. It's traffic that you've targeted through Facebook. So you're looking to increase the number of highly targeted visitors to your main website. You don't have to just drive people to your landing page, so like the home page of your site. I mean, you can, and it's always a good option to get more eyes on your actual main website, especially if you're not ranking yet within the pages of Google for your preferred search terms. Then this is a great way of getting more people to visit your main website. Or alternatively, you could direct people to a special offer. If you've maybe got one page in your website that you want people to see or know about, perhaps you're promoting an event, etc. Alternatively, a lot of people use this method of advertising on Facebook to drive traffic to the blog. One of the best ways to build yourself as an authority in your field is by having a blog out there that gives people good quality information. You know, you're actually bringing something to the table that is valuable to them in your blog post. You know, you're telling them something that is going to help them or that's going to be of interest to them. And if you drive traffic to a great blog post and people really like it, then there's a good chance they'll share it for you and promote it and get it out there that way, so it goes full circle. If you're using this kind of ad, you're going to want to make sure that you use a website conversion tracking pixel. That way, you'll see how well your ad is performing. So if it's maybe not getting enough traffic to it, then you're going to want to make some tweaks to your ad. However, if you notice that you're getting a lot of people through from your ad, but that they're automatically clicking off of your site, then it could be that maybe something in your website needs adjusted, or that people feel the ad isn't actually bringing them through to the kind of content that they were looking for. So you have to make sure both match up. You know how frustrating it is when you see, you know, an ad that entices you to click on a website, and then you click on that website and it's not telling you anything like the ad actually told you it would. So make sure that you're keeping it matching and it's good quality, a good quality ad leading to a good quality site. You can set up your click-through ad through Ad Manager and obviously through Power Editor as well. You're going to want to select the clicks to website option. You'll put in your chosen website URL. You'll set your targeting based on all the things that are going to be important for your business, just like we spoke about in the targeting video. You're going to set the duration for your ad, and you must track the results. If you don't know how well your ad's doing, if you have no way of measuring the results, there's no point doing it. You have to be able to see what needs tweaked, what's working and what isn't. We'll go over onto the Facebook Ad Manager just now and run through some of the options for placing the ad using Ad Manager. Okay, so when you come onto Ad Manager and you're wanting to promote a website, so drive people towards your site and away from Facebook, choose Clicks to Website, then you would put in the website URL, okay, it'll load those details up for you. Okay, so there you go. And then you come down, you choose your 6 images, or however many images you've decided you're going to use. Make sure you spend a good bit of time getting your images right. You want them to be eye-catching and entice people into looking at your ad and then clicking on your link. There's a lot of ads running on Facebook, no doubt about it. There's loads of ads on people's timeline, and so you want yours to stand out, and the image is the first way when people are scrolling through their page of really capturing their attention. Okay, then now this, if you're doing an ad, if you choose to turn off your desktop newsfeed, then it has to come from a page. Okay, if you don't want it to come from a page, you can't do it on your newsfeed. It can only be a right-hand side ad. So you would choose your product placement. Perhaps you'd want to trial all 3 and then see which one's working best for you, and then you could stop the other 2. This is where you write your headline. Your copy would go in here, same as before. Then you would want a call to action button. So that could be click now, order, etc. So say we did. Okay. And then if you wanted to choose a button, shop now, book now, learn more, sign up. All these options available, so perhaps you want people to learn more about your company, and that will come up here. You then come down, choose your audience, set in the demographics first of all, including the more demographics, the more specific you are, the better your results will be. Again, interest, the key one here. Okay, set the rest of your demographics and then come down. The rest of your targeting, come down, set your budget, either optimise for clicks or optimise for impressions, and then place your order. And that is how you would place your ad to drive more people from Facebook to your website. It is a wonderful resource of increasing traffic to your site, and it can be used even if your page is ranking page 1 in Google. It's still extra eyes to your main website, and it is well worth running. Remember obviously to split test your ad, and we'll go over that in more detail later to make sure you're maximising the results. Okay, and now we'll go on to the next objective available for your Facebook ad. Hi there, so with this video we're going to look at placing an ad where the main objective is to sell your products or services. This is one of the most popular ads on Facebook because we're all in the business of making money. We all do this to sell our products or services and grow our business. So this type of ad, you are not asking people just to like your page, and you're not asking them to just come and visit your website, or you're actually asking them to take a specific action. You're asking them to buy a product, book your services. There are different types of selling ads that you can run. It's important that you track conversions with this one, just as with all your other ads, to see what's working and what isn't. But you especially want to see how many people are actually buying your product or service compared to how many people are coming through and visiting your offer page. When you are selling your product, you can do it in several ways. You can sell it direct to your fans, where the audience is your page's fans. This is one every marketer wants to get right, because you are assuming by this point you've taken them through a relationship building stage. So perhaps you've started out by advertising and getting them to like your page. Then you've built a relationship for a while and you've directed them towards your website. So they know you, they know what you offer, they're starting to trust you. Perhaps they've even signed up to your list. However, it's harder to get right than it sounds, because a lot of people on Facebook, if they're a fan of a page, don't like to feel like that page is always selling to them. So you have to be very clever in how you're doing it. You want it to seem like you're offering them something that they can't possibly do without. Not just, hi, I've got this product, would you like to buy it? You really have to entice them in with this kind of ad. For that reason, it wouldn't be an ad that you run all the time. You know, it would be more strategic than that. Perhaps when you've got a special offer or a product launch, etc. You are promoting it to people who already follow you, so the relationship is still there, but you're still going to make sure you get those targeting options right. Never overlook the importance of targeting, even when someone's a fan. Don't just assume that the job's done. That's lazy advertising. Each and every time, think about the product and your fans, and the type of your fans that you want to buy that product, because perhaps it won't be suited to everyone who's liked your page if you offer a variety of different products. The next way of selling is direct to your email list. This is a wonderful option if you have a product launch. People have already signed up previously and said, yes, we like what you have to offer. Perhaps they've already bought from you. Perhaps you've already sent off your email list and you've already contacted them via email about your new product or about what it is you're trying to sell, the service you're offering. So then your ad on Facebook becomes a follow-up to your email. You know, they maybe opened your email and thought, yep, I'll have a look at that, and then gone on to something else, and then they see the Facebook ad and it just reaffirms it in their head that that's something that they want. They've chosen to connect with your business, so they will be happy to see that ad. As long as you've provided them with quality content previously, and as long as you're not bombarding them with emails all the time selling your products and services, then they're not going to be bothered by seeing an ad for your product come up on their page, because they know you and they trust you. The next form of advertising your products and services on Facebook is targeting non-fans. In this one, what you're going to target is people who are fans of your industry or niche, but not yet fans of yours. For this reason, this type of ad normally appears on the right-hand side of Facebook pages. It is a harder sell because there's no pre-existing relationship. So it makes targeting very important. You need to target it right, perhaps target your competitors' pages, etc. And make sure the copy of the ad is eye-catching and enticing. With this type of ad, it's really important you track conversions and click-through rates. It's important for all of them, but because there's no pre-existing relationship here, you have to make sure that you're not just running down your ad budget and no one's interested. Split test it for a while. Set up several different ads, perhaps with different images, different budgets, different headlines, ad placement, etc. And see which one is bringing you in the results, and then focus more on that. We will go over split tests later in the course in more detail. But from the point of view of selling as an objective, you do have various different options out there. Just bear in mind that being sold to in the traditional sense isn't something people particularly like on Facebook. So make sure that you are enticing them in with something that they feel they can't possibly live without. You're offering them something that they need and they want. You're not giving them the hard sell. We'll go over some more ad objectives in the next video, and then we'll get on later in the course to the importance of split testing. Okay, so in this video we're going to look at an ad where the objective is to promote your content. This is actually a really great way of using Facebook advertising, and a lot of people perhaps don't really place enough importance on it because you're not actually, promoting something in terms of an actual sale, but it does so much for your business. It's ideal if you've got a blog that you want to promote, or perhaps a video course or a webinar or some cheat sheets that you want to get out there and get more eyes on. As a result, you want to make sure you use only quality content. If the content you're promoting is no use, then it doesn't matter how good the ad is. It will not be effective. Your reputation you could damage by people saying, "Oh no, that's that person. That's never any good." You're wanting to use it to build yourself up as an authority in your niche. So perhaps you're looking to increase opt-ins to a webinar or build your list. One of the best ways to do that is to write a piece of content that's so great and so valuable to the end user that they're going to be more than happy to take further action with yourself, such as signing up to your list or joining your webinar and then eventually buying your products or services, because you're giving them something valuable, something that is an incredible resource. With this type of ad, you would place it either in Ad Manager or Power Editor, and you could use a normal click-through ad, or if you're wanting to take an action when you get to your page, such as sign up to a webinar, then you would use the conversion tracking ad. Either way, you're going to have to track it. But the key with this one isn't even so much just the ad. Obviously the ad's important, as is the targeting, but this is where the quality of your content really comes into play. When you're saying to people, this is what I can offer. This is the first chance for them to look and see what you can do in your industry and in your niche. You want it to be good. This is the first point in saying, I know what I'm doing. I can be a benefit to you. The services and products I offer are so valuable, and I am an expert in my industry. And that will get people signing up further. It will make them happy to give you their email. They will download that cheat sheet. They will share your video course. They will tell their friends about your webinar. As long as your quality content, the quality of your content is high, then this is a fabulous way to advertise, because the results you will get will be up there. You'll have seen it yourself. If you have a Facebook page, you will have seen people promoting their webinars, or, download this cheat sheet for the 10 best ways to build a WordPress site, or, watch a free video on driving traffic to your website. And if you do these things and you watch them and they're good, usually at the end of that you would put a little action in for somebody to take, such as leave their details or share, or you could direct them to another piece of content that you have or a course you have available. But that first stage, the content has to be good. Then you get the ad right, you target it. But for all forms of advertising, the first step is actually your content. Because if you are driving people towards content that's of low quality, it's no use. There are a lot of content creation courses out there, and if you're struggling with it, there are plenty to choose from that can teach you how to create quality content that will help you grow your business. We will go over in more detail the last couple of options for your ad objectives, and then we'll go on to split testing and Power Editor later in the course. Hi there. So in our previous videos, we've gone over some of the main ways that we use Facebook advertising for, the kind of main objectives we have, but there are still some other ad objectives that are available to you. One of the first ones is Facebook offers, where you have an offer that you wish to promote. Perhaps you've got 50% off a certain product, special discount, and you create an offer, you do it on your page and then you promote it. Or perhaps it's an event that you're launching, an open day, a theme night, any of those kind of things, and you want to use Facebook essentially to let people know about the event. The last two are in relation to if you've created an app, and then you want to advertise to get people to install the app, and then advertise to get people to interact with the app and increase its reputation essentially. So first of all, a Facebook offer. It's perfect for any sales or promotion that you may wish to run. You can set a limit on the number available. So if you only have maybe 20 available at the discounted price, you can set that, that's completely fine. You also choose a closing date for your offer. People will be given an option on the little button that we've seen previously, where maybe before we've asked them to like a page, find out more, add to basket, all those kind of things. This time it will say claim offer. Once they click the claim to offer, an email will be sent to the Facebook user account, giving them details on what they've claimed, how to claim it, when they need to claim it by. It's a great option for conversion of sales, because they've taken the first step, they'll then get in touch with you. It's just a really good way of getting people to take the next step and actually become a paying customer. Or alternatively, you could give away something for free in order to build your email list. And an email list is priceless. So sometimes it's worth giving away something just to get those details. Now, with the offers, you won't be given the email address, and that's kept private. Facebook will tell you how many people have claimed your offer, but the onus is on the user to then get in touch with you to actually get the offer available. You can't get in touch with them. If you decide to run a Facebook ad to promote an event, then again, you can create it in your page, the event, or you can create it using Ad Manager, and then you use the event option to promote it. This option is taken a lot by industries such as hotels, where they have theme nights they want to promote, seasonal opportunities, if they're trying to entice brides to book their weddings, they'll maybe have an open day. It's also used for shop launches, perhaps if a shop's having a big open event or a sales night. There are lots of ways you can create it. Perhaps you could even use it for a webinar. If you've got a webinar that you want out there to promote, you could use the events options. You just have to think a bit outside the box, but it is a very, very good advertising resource. Like I said, you create your event first. The event has to be there before you can promote it, and then you use the event responses option to promote the event. You obviously only promote it until the cut-off point for your event, but you can start promoting it months in advance to generate interest. And then the next two options available as objectives for your ad are app installations and engagement. This is if you have an app you want people to download and use on their phones. The first ad will encourage them to download it and actually become users. And the second option is encouraging users to comment on your app, and then when they comment on it, friends on their page will see that they've commented, and it's just really to increase interaction and buzz around about your app. You set it up using Ad Manager, and like all of our other Facebook options, you have to set your targeting very, very carefully. These are the objectives we've all gone over, and for the rest of the course we'll go over things like split testing, Power Editor, Facebook Insights. Set your objectives carefully. Know what your objective is before you even start. Know what the outcome you desire is, and it gives you a great jumping off point. Hi there, and welcome back to our video course on advertising your business on Facebook. In this video, we're going to look at split testing your Facebook ad. Now, split testing you may have heard of. It's also known as A/B testing. And it's essentially where you run two or more similar ads, but with a few notable differences. You're testing to see which ad is better received. And if you fail to split test your ad, then there's every chance your marketing campaign will not work. Tiny little things have been shown to make massive differences when it comes to advertising, right down to the colour of a call to action button, an image, font text, the copy used. So when you first start to run your Facebook ads, you're going to want to run a few different ads with some notable changes for a lower amount of the budget. So you could set 3 different ads to get likes, change a few things around in each, and set a $5 a day budget for each of them. You then track the results and see which ones are bringing you in the best results. You make a few tweaks and continue to test until you are sure of which ad is the one that's converting the best for you. So it's bringing you the most conversions, the most clicks, the most sales for your spend. Facebook Insights will help you with this as well, because it will help you understand your fans and what they're looking for, and then you'll use the ad manager to track what's actually converting. When it comes to split testing, tiny little changes, the most subtlest of changes, have been seen to make hundreds of pounds, thousands of pounds worth of differences to the results. You could choose to run one ad on the right hand side, one in the news feed. You could choose to run it in the mobile app and get varied results from each of them. Or it could be something like an offer. You could choose to run an offer compared to a click-through ad, and one gets more results than the other. The end outcome's the same. It's just the method that you're getting it out there. The headline text, if you vary that up, copy, call to action, you're going to want to mix up the images used. And the great thing with Facebook advertising is you automatically now get to upload 6 different images. So it's almost like a little split test on its own to see if one image, it's a great way of seeing which images work and which ones don't. Because if you change nothing else, you keep your copy and your text the same, you use the same placement, and the only difference you make is the 6 images you choose, you'll be able to compare and see which ones are working for you. Then make a few other tweaks until you create your perfect ad. Don't be afraid to mix up the targeting. It is well worth trying different targeting options, even slight changes, and seeing which target audience is converting better for you, and then going after that. When you're first doing this, I strongly recommend you set a low ad budget, $5 to $10 per day, because you're going to want to make sure you've tweaked and honed your ad to perfection before you throw all your ad budget at it. Also, the other thing to bear in mind is, don't be afraid to change your ad when it's running. Perhaps you've did all your split testing and decided which ad you're going with, and then it gets great results for 4, 5, 6 days, and then you notice it's starting to taper away and it's not being quite as effective. At that stage, you either carry out a few split tests again, or you just make a few tweaks to that ad, and you see if it starts to get better results. Sometimes ads will have a lifespan. They'll be great for a while, and then perhaps they are getting put in front of people too many times to be effective. So you have to mix it up so that it pops again. Never be afraid to tweak your ads as it's going along, but always start with split testing. If you don't split test your ad, it could be doomed for failure. So many people make the mistake of thinking they don't have the time to split test, or what difference will it really make, or I don't have the budget for split testing, that's all I can afford to do. But the reality is, you can't afford to waste your time by not split testing, and you can't afford to not spend the money on a split test. Because if you don't get it right, if you don't properly know which ads are the ones your customers want to see, then you could be cutting yourself off from incredible results, and there'd be no point in doing it. Split testing is up there with targeting in terms of being vital to your ad campaign. Good content, good quality content, accurate targeting, and split testing. These are 3 areas you cannot afford to overlook when you're placing your Facebook ad. No matter what stage you're at in your business, you need to follow those 3. You can't ignore any of them. There is no reason for it. And trust me, the results will be worth it. And you will be amazed when you go into Ad Manager or Power Editor and track the results of your ad. You'll be amazed at the differences between 3 very similar ads with amazingly different results. One will maybe be getting a lot more conversions, perhaps one will be getting more clicks. You will be surprised when you actually run a split test, and you'll then see just how important it is. So never underestimate split testing, no matter what you do. Okay? It is a must-have for your business. Hi there, and welcome to the next video in our Facebook advertising course. In this video, we're going to be taking a closer look at Facebook Insights. You may already have heard of Facebook Insights, but if you haven't, they are Facebook's way of letting you measure just how well your page is performing. It's almost like Google Analytics, but for Facebook. Now, you view Insights from the top of your page, and when you click through to it, it will give you an overview first of all on just how well your page is doing, and then it gives you the option to break that down into more detail. So you can then click through and get a lot more detail on your likes, your post, your reach, visits, and the people who visit your page. It will let you see things like organic reach. Now, most pages are aware of the fact that organic reach is dropping. We've already spoke about it. So don't worry too much about your organic reach. But it's still important to keep an eye on it, because even with the organic reach dropping, you'll have some posts that are more popular than others. It will let you see your page reach, the times that your fans most visit your page, and those will be the best times to post. What your most popular posts are, so what gets your fans engaging more with your page. It'll allow you to see your post demographics, how many new fans you've got, and if anybody's unliked your page. Facebook Insights are wonderful, they really are. They should be a go-to for every page owner. If you have a Facebook page and you don't currently use Insights, then you need to start doing it. You don't have to pay to use Insights. It's there. Facebook collate all this information for you, and it is a wonderful resource, not just for when it comes to advertising on Facebook. It's great for being able to run your page more effectively. If you have a good handle on your Insights, then you know when to best post a new update to your page, because you'll know when your fans are most active, and therefore you've got a chance of increasing the organic reach. So understanding just how people interact with your page, when they interact, what they like, that is all going to really be a boost to running your page. It's going to make it much more successful, and it's going to increase engagement with your page. Up from that, it's also going to give you a good insight to the types of things people are looking for, and that will help you plan your Facebook ads, because it really helps you understand who your customers are. We'll pop over onto Facebook and have a look at Insights in more detail. Hi there, so this is us now come over to a page that we have just taken over to help them build their social media following, and we're going to have a look at their Insights. So you can see up here with the new Facebook page layout, which is just updated again. Just click insights up here and it will take you through. Okay, and this is the overview tab we spoke about. So on this tab you'll see page likes, post reach, engagement, and it gives you a kind of at a glance option. If you don't have time to maybe go into it in too much detail, you can just have a quick glance at your insights. Okay, now if you come down here, it will give you your most recent posts, your 5 most recent posts, what type of post they are, so a status update and then images. In this case, the reach, and if you hover over the reach it will tell you how much of that is organic and how much of it is paid. Then you'll see over here is your post engagement, so the number of clicks, the number of likes, comments and shares, and Facebook never miss an opportunity to ask you if you want to boost a post. Now once you've had a quick look at your overview, you're going to want to come into it in a lot more detail. And the first option available to you here is likes. So you would just click on that tab. Okay. Now, we've just taken over this page because they're looking to increase the number of likes. And therefore, the like count's fairly static. There's not really much changed prior to this. The owner of the business himself said they've been so busy, actually creating their orders and getting them out that they've kind of neglected Facebook a little bit. So, but this is where you would see if it was going up or down and how many new likes you had, etc. Down here we'll let you know what has changed, and in this case they lost a like early on and then it's remained static since then during this reporting period. Again, it'll give you the option down here, always be prompts to let you advertise so you can promote your page from here. It'll tell you the unlikes, paid likes, etc. if you had any, and where your likes came from is down the bottom part of this page. So this really gives you an overview of essentially where all your likes are coming from. If your like count's going down, going up, how many of your likes are organic, and how many are paid. Next tab you can come over and have a look at is the reach. And this lets you know how many of your posts are getting to people, whether it's organically or paid. You can see here, now they haven't ever paid for an ad, yet. So it gives you the spikes, which lets you know just what the more popular posts were. Okay, and you can actually highlight and scroll an area and it will bring up the posts that were published during that time frame. And you can see the difference here in the popularity between these two posts. One's reach was a lot more and it got a lot more engagement. Okay, so it lets you really analyse that. And down here you can analyse the likes, shares, comments, anything at all that anyone has commented on any of your posts or pictures. So that's the engagement rate really. And down here, it's also a good idea to keep an eye on this, as if anyone has hidden or unliked a post, or even worse, reported it as spam. So here they've had one post that was hidden. It gives you the date. If they were hiding all of your posts, would mean they didn't want to unlike your page, but they didn't want to see your updates anymore. And then down the very bottom here is your total reach. See, they're organic, but no paid. This is where you would analyse just how well your posts were being received. And then we'll come over onto visits. Now this is the number of times that each of your page tabs were viewed, and which tabs people were visiting. So the breakdown from your timeline, admin, likes, insights, and your photos. There's no other page activity for this one yet, but that's where that would show. Okay, and then any external referrers, so this one's come from Google. And then on to posts themselves. The data always shows you for a week, okay, and it gives you an idea of how many people are on each day. And you can see here the time of day that is most popular. And if you hover over the day, you'll see the blue line, at the bottom that will show you when people were on for just that day. The most popular time of day for this business always seems to be around about 9 PM. Now this is a business that's primarily selling hair accessories for kids, so you'll find it's probably mums, etc. that are most popular, so they're most on after work and once the kids are in bed. Down here is when any posts have been published, and again it's just more detailed than the overview you got. Gives you some more options, so it gives you a lot more posts than just the 5. And again the option to boost. Up here is a tab you really want to keep a close eye on, and that's the People tab. It gives you an overall view of who it is that's coming to your page. So in this case, 84% of this page's fans are women. The age range, so you can see these two here are pretty close, the 25 to 34 and the 35 to 44. Where they're coming from, so this is a business that's in the west of Scotland, so most of the likes are coming from there, so it's popular in its local market. This will really help you set your demographics when it comes to advertising, and it can even help you choose which ads and ad copy you use. It's a really great way of understanding your fan base. So this has been an overlooked view of Face Insights. There's just one more thing, Facebook Insights, sorry, there's just one more thing I want to show you, which if you click over onto the page, you'll see a tiny little brief overview here. It gives you likes, reach, any unread messages, notifications, and that's from your actual timeline itself. So this has been the video on Facebook Insights, and I cannot stress enough just how important it is to your business that you always know what's going on with them. Check in daily with it, or even if it's just to your overview, but always have a good idea of who's liking your page and what they're liking. And we'll see you in the next video. So in this video we're going to take a look at Facebook Ad Manager. Now this is what you will have accessed if you were placing your ad using Ad Manager, but it's also where it will contain all the details of your ad and just how well it's running. It'll let you keep up to date with all the stats throughout the course of your ad. It's really important you keep an eye on Ad Manager. If you're not going to use Power Editor, then keep an eye on Ad Manager, because you'll be able to see at first glance which ads are working for you and which aren't. You can see your budget, your daily spend, you can pause or cancel an ad. It gives you just a really good way of measuring and managing your ad campaign. You'll be able to track impressions, manage your likes, monitor the click-through rate. It's a really easy to use reporting feature, and it is very good for campaign management. A lot of people prefer to use Ad Manager if they're only running 1 or 2 ads at a time. Power Editor's always been deemed as a more multi-ad tool if you're going to be doing a lot of bulk advertising and editing. And some people are just more comfortable starting with Ad Manager when they're first starting out, and it is very easy to understand, and it's quite easy to see from a glance just what ads are working and which aren't. We will go over to Ad Manager in a minute and have a look, so you can get a general idea of the layout and look of Ad Manager. Have a play around with it when you're doing your own advertising, and really track the results that it shows you, especially in the split testing phase as well, because it will be key to monitor the differences between the ads. We'll pop over now to Ad Manager and have a closer look. Okay, so to get to Ad Manager, you just come over to your page, use Ad Manager, and it will take you through. Okay, now previously this is where we came up and we would have created an ad, but now we're wanting to have a look here. Okay, now this is the tab for your campaigns, so it will show you if you've got any campaigns running. This page is split testing a few ads at the minute. Tell you pages, you can click on that for reporting, billing, conversion tracking. We'll click through some of these tabs in a moment. Here we've got a split test coming on, so you can see here it says the status, so it's active. the campaign name, the delivery. If you hover, it will let you know whether it's active or not. The results that you're getting, costs, reach, your spend, so this is your daily spend, and then your total spend for the campaign, your start and your end date. You can click into the ad for more detail. Okay, and you'll be able to see it there. As I said, this is for a split test, not a full ad campaign. And it's got a few different images within it, and you can see again all the details that you would want to be keeping a close eye on. So the average cost that each of your click-throughs is getting, this is a like ad, the spend, and then the different ads within it. So you can click down into all those for more detail. Okay, so you can see which each of the ad is, and the targeting you set for it, etc. Give you the reach, so how many people it's been in front of, results, delivery, whether this is if you're active or if you want to pause your ad, etc. Click-through rate for the ads, which is important to have a look at. Frequency is how many times people are seeing your ad. And over here is your average cost. Okay, you can obviously get a glance here at the table as well. And it's just a very, very good way of keeping an eye on the numbers when it comes to your ads and comparing like for like and seeing which one's performing better. So this was a very simple split test. The only difference was images. Okay, and then over here you just come back onto campaigns. If you had more campaigns you wanted to look at, you could click on the reports. Alright, and it will show you overall reporting. You can export it, share it, edit columns. You can do all of that to just track the information that's most relevant to you. There's where you're billing if you have conversions. You would come onto it and have a look there if you were doing any conversion tracking. So as you can see, Ad Manager really is quite easy to navigate and have a look at. It'll let you track your pixel, what it's for, the activity on it, and the actions. Down here, so you could share the pixel, you could create a lookalike audience from here. It's all very interlinked. In the next video we're going to have a look at Power Editor, which is another way of running and managing your ad. But if you're uncomfortable using the bulk editing tool, then Ad Manager is where you would do it. And it really is very, very easy to get to grips with. Your little edit button here if you wanted to change your campaign name. You can view the reports, view the history, so much you can do. All from within Ad Manager, and it is vital to your ad success, your ad campaign success, that you keep a close eye on this and see just how well it is working for you. In the next video we'll go on and have a look at Power Editor to give you the comparison between the two. Okay, so in this video we're going to take a look at Facebook Power Editor. Facebook Power Editor is Facebook's free plugin that works on Google Chrome. It's not supported by any of the other browsers, so you will have to use Chrome if you want to run Power Editor. Power Editor is another way, it's an alternative to Ad Manager to setting up your ads and running your ad campaign. There are some people who think it's really mainly just a bulk editing tool, but that's not the case. But it does allow you to bulk edit and manage your ads, and it is ideal for large advertisers who have several ad campaigns to run, or for businesses who are running several different types of Facebook ads. And it's ideal because it lets you work to scale, gives you precise control of your multi-ads campaign, and it's just so much easier to manage. However, it is so much more than just a bulk editing tool. Power Editor has a ton of additional features, and it's for that reason that it's viewed by experienced marketers as being far superior to Ad Manager. Power Editor, for example, will always be the first to get the latest ad features. You tend to find the new features will be rolled out to Facebook API and Power Editor long before they're rolled out to Ad Manager. For example, the lookalike custom audience field was first available in Power Editor, and it just gives you the chance to perfect some of the latest ad options before they run out onto the mainstream Ad Manager. So, as well as offering a vast range of features, other reasons to use Power Editor are it gives you great control over the placement of your multi-ad campaign. The new targeting features in Power Editor will be there long before they're rolled out to the mainstream, giving you a chance to really get to grips with them, and if your competitors aren't using Power Editor, it gives you a bit of an advantage because you're already used to it before it gets to Ad Manager. You can bulk edit your ads very, very easily in Power Editor. It's a real ease of management, and it's perfect if you're tracking large ad campaigns. We'll pop over onto Power Editor just now and have a little look at the layout of it, etc., and how it will look when you log in. Hi there, so in this video we're going to have a look at Facebook Power Editor. To access Power Editor, you first have to click into your Ad Manager and then come down and just choose Power Editor. It will then open up any campaigns and show you this is your kind of entry dashboard to it. And this is where you can choose your campaigns, your ad sets and your adverts. Okay. If there's nothing showing here, you might need to download to Power Editor your latest campaigns if you've set them previously in Ad Manager. And then you can come down here, and if you want just a quick overview, you would choose Campaign Dashboard, and it will give you a look at your impressions, your budget, your spend in just a very quick glance. You would also come down here if you wanted to set your audiences. You could create your audience, so you could save a target audience group. If you'd already saved one, you could access it here. Create your custom audience from any of these methods, so you could choose it from your audience, from your website. You would need to get tracking pixel here that Facebook will give you and then put that on your site. And then you would create your ads from there, so you would also have to set the audience name, the description, whether you want it to be all website visitors or just people visiting a specific page, and the timescale that you want them to have visited your site within. You could create a lookalike audience. Again, choose your source. You would choose your country. And then whether you optimise for similarity or reach. Similarity remembers the top 1%, and reach is the top 5%. You tend to always get better results with similarity. And then you would just create your audience. You can delete audiences, you can create adverts using audiences, and then if you just come down here, you can then view your image library. Let's see your latest ad images. I'll just show you this. Conversion tracking takes you out of Power Editor and back into Ad Manager. So it's just your standard conversion that you got with Ad Manager. It's not actually set within Power Editor as well. And that's the same for reporting, billing and account settings. So then you want to come back into Manage Ads, and this is where your campaigns are. So if you wanted to create a campaign, you would just do so here. Give it a name, choose the buying type, and then the objective for the ad. And remember, we went over all these objectives earlier in the course. Then you would click Create. You can duplicate a campaign, so you could duplicate a previous one, and with the same respect, if you change your mind, you can just revert back to what it was. You can obviously delete a set here as well. You can add tags and export and import. If you have perhaps created an ad offline, you can download the template, create it offline and then upload it. Then once you've set your campaign, you would come into your advert set, and you could either edit an existing ad set or create a new one. Okay, you need to have created a campaign to do this, but if you've perhaps forgot to do it in the campaigns, you could create a new one here, or just use an existing one. Name the advert and then click create. Okay, and this is where you would come into it now with your ad. Down so we can have a look. And you create ad. If you wanted to create a new ad, do it. Or if you're wanting to edit an ad, then you would do it down here. This is where you would have your create. So your ad name, the objective you've already set at campaign level, the page, the landing view, your headline and your text copy, your images, if you're using a tracking pixel or creating one, the product placement of your ad. Then you come through, set your audience. So if you're using an existing targeting group, any of your custom audiences, set your demographics, your interests and behaviours and connections. And then over here you can run through what your ads will look like. And then this is your pricing, whether it's CPM, CPC, etc. Power Editor really is so good and it's so easy to use, and it just has everything there in so much more detail. It is used by so many marketers, and as I said, even taking aside the bulk editing features that are so easy to navigate your way around, the fact that they get first access to all the latest ad changes and updates and features is well worth keeping your eye on it. Trial both. You know, try Ad Manager and then compare it to Power Editor and see which one you're most comfortable using. Personally, we would just recommend Power Editor. In the next video, we'll have a look at maximising the return on your investment for your Facebook ad. Hi there, so in this video, this is the last video of a course, we're going to have a look at maximising your Facebook ROI, which is your return on investment. This is probably the most important thing to get right. There are loads of vital components when it comes to advertising your business on Facebook, but the main one is you want to be getting something back for your ads that's worthwhile to your business. It could be an increase in the number of likes to your page. It could be more people on your list, more clicks through to your website. It could be more money, obviously, coming into your business every month. But you're going to want to see a benefit to make your spend worthwhile. The return on investment is the key to a successful Facebook campaign. Facebook's return on investment is improving year on year. There used to be a time where it was a bit hit or miss. You know, you weren't necessarily getting the right target audience for your ad and you didn't really have enough options to highly target it. But as Facebook have improved their own marketing and their own advertising options for marketers, you're seeing a massive improvement on results. The average click-through rate for a Facebook ad has jumped 275% since 2012. However, no matter how good Facebook's options are for marketers, you have to get your part correct. And one of the keys to this is split testing. It will be vital to just how well you do. We went over split testing previously, and I'm just going to touch on it again to emphasise and stress just how much you need to do this. Because it doesn't matter how good the ad options are from Facebook, or how much everything is improving, or even how good your products and services are. If you get a tiny detail wrong in your ad that is turning people off or isn't attracting them to your business, then you're going to fail. You know, it could be a headline that isn't catchy enough, or a picture that doesn't stand out, and that is why you need to split test. Right at the start of each ad campaign, you need to run some split tests and see what is going to work and what isn't, and that will help you achieve the most you can for your ROI. Obviously, a key up from that is also to make sure your targeting is right. But test your ads with a small budget until you've discovered which one works best with you. Targeting can be part of your split test, so don't overlook any of those elements that we've discussed previously. And don't be tempted to only sell through your ad. Sometimes when you're starting out with advertising, all you're thinking about is, right, well, I need to make more money. I'm got to sell this amount of these products, I'm putting out this money, I'm spending this money, and I want to make sure I get it back. But remember, you can get great ROI with all ads, even if it's further down the line. If you run a like campaign, that can bring a new liker during the ad campaign, and a month later, after engaging with you for a while and seeing what your business has to offer, they can become a customer. Just like driving somebody to your website, they could get a piece of information or a resource or keep coming back to your blog several times, perhaps sign up to a free webinar or download a free ebook. But further down the line, they then become a paying customer. Your target custom audiences will help you improve your return on investment. And don't forget to use insights to make sure you really understand who your audience are and what they're looking for. When it comes to the placement of your Facebook ads, never overlook mobile ads. It surprises us sometimes how many people think they're not worthwhile. Ad revenue for mobile ads accounted for 41% of all of Facebook's revenue last year. But be cautious, because an accidental click-through rate can happen. As you're scrolling up and down the page, you can accidentally click on an ad, and that's more likely to happen on a mobile than any other device. So just bear that in mind. When it comes to choosing between the newsfeed ad and the right-hand side ad, your newsfeed ad has 44 times higher click-through rate on average. A newsfeed ad has a 67% lower cost per click, 5 times higher conversion rates, and also a 64% lower cost per acquisition. And while these stats do indicate you get a better ROI with a news ad, you still need to do your own split test to see what works for you, because there are some businesses out there who find they are more successful and maybe their business is more suited to a right-hand side ad. So one of the split tests I would strongly suggest you run is a split test between a newsfeed, a right-hand side ad, and a mobile ad, and see which placement is more susceptible to your audience, which one they like better and which one they respond to better. You're going to play around with Facebook advertising when you first start out. It's unlikely that you'll get it right each and every time, but don't let it put you off. Don't be afraid to make changes, and don't be afraid to try something new. Just remember, the key things to consider are your targeting, know your audience, quality content. Make sure whatever you're sending people through to, if it's your Facebook page, make sure it gives that end user something of good value. Same with your website, of your free offer or your product or services. There's no point sending them to something that automatically makes them think that's no use, I don't want that. Make sure you're getting your ad in front of the right people, so target it correctly and use insights to help you do that. Split test to see which ads are working and which ones aren't. And just really keep working at it. Trial and error, and don't give up on it, because Facebook advertising can do wonders for your business. So don't be tempted to overlook it. And I'm sure you'll get amazing results.